a few just light-hearted questions.
Of course.
What are your, if you had to pick a favourite brand or advertising campaign, one or the other, of all time, which would you pick?
At the moment, there, the Dove. I think the Dove Sketches campaign is probably the one. The reason I was slightly delaying is I don't like to appear self-interested, and it's an Ogilvy campaign. But I admire that immensely. I think that's if you go back historically, the De Beers campaign of how else can a month's salary last a lifetime.
Yeah.
The brilliant sort of anchoring and effect in that is genius. But De Beers is probably one of the most extraordinary cases of value creation. But of recent work, the Dove Identikit work is absolutely extraordinary, because I think that does actually create a kind of wow moment, an epiphany.
Yeah.
It's difficult to do. Advertising always tries to do an epiphany. It's not it's not all that easy. But I think that is actually close to an epiphany. And if you look at the emotional, regardless of how beautiful the intellectual argument is, the intellectual argument stacks up. If you look at the emotional reaction to people when watching that, it is extraordinary. I mean, it includes things like tears and all the whole panoply of human emotion is aroused by that. So,
tell me about your hair.
I didn't know what he was doing, but then I could tell after several questions that he was drawing me.
Once I get a sketch, I say thank you very much, and then they leave. I don't see them.
All I had been told before the sketch was to get friendly with this other woman, Chloe.
Today I'm going to ask you some questions about a person you met earlier, and I'm going to ask you some general questions about their face.
She was thin, so you could see her cheekbones. And her chin, it was a nice, thin chin.
This is the sketch that you helped me create, and that's a sketch that somebody described of you.
So I should be more grateful of my natural beauty. It impacts the choices and the friends that we make, the jobs we apply for, how we treat our children. It impacts everything. It couldn't be more critical to your happiness.
Do you think you're more beautiful than you say?
Yeah.
I don't know if you don't have to answer this one, but what is the most embarrassing advert you've seen, or just terrible work? Have you seen something so shocking?
I have to say and I won't be alone in this. I'll be in a lot of company. I don't like doing this, because if you can't say anything good about someone, don't say anything at all. Although Dorothy Parker actually said, if you can't say anything good about people, come over here and sit right next to me. but actually, there are pieces of activity, and there's one bank campaign at the moment which just seem. I don't think that just seem to be, to make no sense at all. Where what's driving the activity is fundamentally wrong. But I would argue that a lot of advertising is actually misdirected, because if you look at the people who just do tons of it, right? Yeah. Which are actually the insurance comparison websites, Money Supermarket, etc. In a way, whether or not you like the work, they understand that actually, first of all, you're advertising to a moving parade, as David Ogilvy says. You need to keep doing it because new people are entering the marketplace all the time. But the second thing is they seem to realise that saliency at some level, really counts. But other things I really admire. There are quite a few digital brands which which I'm full of admiration for. Interestingly, one of them, Royal Bank of Scotland or NatWest, not a common brand to speak very highly of generally. They may be really poorly at financial management, but they do a bloody good mobile app, actually.
Cool. Well, I guess thank you very much for your time.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks so much, John.
I'll no doubt see you soon.
Will do.